Hey humans, welcome to More Than Human. My name is Tim, and I'll be your guide, or maybe your fellow traveller, because like some of you, I'm also kind of new to the ideas, stories, and perspectives we're going to hear in this show. In the next few weeks, we'll be sharing our first episode with the world. It's been a long time coming, and I'm really excited for you to hear it, but first I wanted to record this introduction so you could get to know a bit more about the show, and a bit more about me and why I want to share these stories. On the show, we're going to explore the porous and sometimes invisible boundaries between the human and more than human world, the many species, ecologies, geologies, and cosmologies we share this planet with. We'll do this by looking closely at the systems and worldviews that shape our experiences with the living world around us, and asking questions that challenge our assumptions, including what makes us uniquely human. We'll be hearing from individuals, groups, and organisations who are redefining their relationships with the natural world. We'll incorporate contemporary scientific and academic research, lived experience, and cultural practice. My hope is that after each episode, you'll leave with a new, wider perspective on your own relationship with the more than human world. Each of these episodes takes us a long time to make because we want to make sure we produce something that you want to listen to. Think of them like audio documentaries, a kind of sonic story that unfolds over 30 to 45 minutes. We're designing each season so that you can listen to it in your own way. If you want to drop in and out of the story during your daily commute, you can jump into individual episodes. If you're the kind of person who enjoys long-form media on a road trip, hike, or while washing the dishes, each season represents a connected and overarching story you can immerse yourself in. Our first season is going to focus on a story that is the perfect jumping off point into thinking about the more than human world. It's equal parts challenging and inspiring, and the guests we've spent the last few months interviewing are some of the most interesting and passionate people I've had the opportunity to meet. I can't wait to introduce them to you. The story itself, well, in 2017, the Yarra River, or Birrarung, became the first river in Australia to be recognised as one integrated living entity. Now, I think the idea of a living river is interesting enough, but the impact of this decision continues to influence important decisions today and overlaps with so many ideas that will be central to every topic we cover in future seasons of this podcast. The sovereignty and worldviews of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, the role and powers of government, community, organisations and businesses, and the decentering of human experiences and a consideration for non-human perspectives. So, I'm really excited to jump into this story with you soon. I also wanted to take the opportunity to properly introduce myself. This will hopefully be one of the few times I speak about my experience in detail, as I really want to focus on the amazing people we've invited onto this podcast. But I thought it would be good for you, our audience, to know where I've come from. This podcast is a culmination of a few years of exploration and study. I recently listened to an episode from one of my favourite podcasts, Future Ecologies, where they spoke about dividing creek moments, a fitting analogy given the topic of our first episode. These are moments when you experience a catalyst or decision that alters your path, where your life divides into what could have been and what is. I've experienced several of those recently. In 2017, a friend of mine gifted me a book. On the cover page was a handwritten note saying, "Go on, change the world." I didn't fully appreciate it at the time, but this turned out to be my own catalyzing, dividing creek moment. The book was my first introduction to the writing of Naomi Klein. It was called This Changes Everything. Her detailed chronicling of the impacts of human industry on the more than human world frightened and motivated me in equal measure. You could say it changed me. It began a journey that led me to take the plunge from a decade working as a musician, producer, and artistic planner to now working in sustainability and circular economy while studying a Master of Environment. As part of that degree, in 2023 and 2024, I was surprised to find myself part of a fellowship program that focused on supporting global sustainability leadership. This time with the Waddle Fellowship was another dividing creek moment. The fellowship provided me with the opportunity to engage in deep conversations with a diverse and interdisciplinary cohort about the environmental issues we were passionate about, and also forced me to turn a mirror on myself. Going into that experience, I had settled into a benign confidence that my career change was a neat incision of before and after. The kind of decision where you leave the old behind and start on something entirely new without all the associated baggage. I was choosing to become something new, a scientist or something of that ilk, and leaving the artist behind, or at least leaving artistic expression to a private pastime. Talking with a room full of young scientists, lawyers, economists, and artists, I realized this was wrong. I didn't find my closure during the 12 months of the fellowship. Instead, I returned to study and work and continued as before, but now with an annoying sense that I was approaching everything as half a person. I felt like a fraud. It was late last year that I started to put the pieces together. I discovered that I could lean into my past experiences and draw from a creative and artistic self while engaging with new and challenging roles and relationships. Initially, this manifested in a renewed zest for my role working in sustainability and government. This podcast is the next step and the culmination of all of these experiences to this point. I'm really excited to see what other dividing creek moments emerge from the stories and conversations I have while producing each season. Before we jump into our first episode, I also wanted to acknowledge and thank some key people who will be working behind the scenes. You won't hear their voices very often, but they are the support crew that make More Than Human possible. Mark Spencer of Here Media is our co-producer and the guy in the chair who listens to my crazy ideas with immense patience and equal enthusiasm and helps transform them into the polished professional episodes you'll hear go to air. Mark has been the talent behind several other podcasts out in the world, and I'm really grateful to have his guiding hand on the tiller for this journey. Alison, my partner, and Robin, my son, are also regular contributors behind the scenes. Both have made getting out into the field to conduct interviews and late-night scripting and recording possible, often coming along for the ride. Alison in particular has contributed immensely to this podcast, helping hone my ideas and keep me on track. Many of the reflections you'll hear from me in various episodes emerged from conversations we had over dinner or while walking or while out on a drive. So I think that's all from me for now. Our first episode will hit your feed soon, so make sure you subscribe to the podcast and share with as many of your friends and network as you can. Every new listener helps us grow. We'll see you soon. Thanks for joining us.